They call it the Gates of Hell, a place where fire has burned for over 50 years endlessly, without pause, in the middle of the desert. Tourists who dare to visit say it feels like standing at the edge of another world, a world where the ground itself is alive, breathing fire. But what if I told you this blazing pit wasn't a natural wonder? It was accidentally created by humans. And worse, no one has ever been able to stop it. In the heart of Central Asia lies a country few people can point out on a map, Turkmenistan. It's a land of vast deserts, ancient Silk Road cities, and endless winds that whisper across the dunes. But hidden deep within this desert, near the small village of Darvaza, lies something that defies belief. A burning crater that has become one of the most dangerous and haunting places on Earth. Locals call it the Darvaza gas crater, but travelers and scientists know it by another name, the door to hell. It's not just a nickname for tourism. The story behind how this crater came to be is one of the strangest and most chilling accidents in modern geological history. A true life tragedy born from science, curiosity, and a single human comma. Mistake. Let's go back to 1971. The Soviet Union was at its height exploring, drilling, and extracting natural resources from every corner of its vast territories. In Turkmenistan, a group of Soviet geologists set out to explore a promising site in the Karakum Desert, a place known to contain rich deposits of natural gas. Their mission seemed simple: drill into the desert floor, locate a natural gas pocket, and prepare the site for production. For days, they worked tirelessly under the scorching sun, setting up their rigs and drilling equipment. At first, everything went according to plan. They detected massive amounts of methane gas beneath the surface, a discovery that promised big success. But then, something went wrong. As they drilled deeper, the ground beneath their rig began to shake. What no one realized at the time was that the land they were standing on was not solid. It was hollow, a thin layer of desert crust covering a huge underground cavern filled with gas. Suddenly, the earth gave way. The entire drilling platform, along with several pieces of equipment, collapsed into a massive hole that opened beneath them, a crater over 70 meters wide and 30 meters deep. Miraculously, most of the team survived. But the site was now an environmental nightmare. Toxic methane gas was escaping uncontrollably into the atmosphere. The scientists faced an impossible decision. How do you stop an invisible gas leak in the middle of nowhere? If they did nothing, the poisonous gas could spread, killing wildlife, contaminating the air, and making the area uninhabitable. So they made a choice, one that would change history forever. They decided to set it on fire. Their reasoning was scientific. If they ignited the gas, it would burn off within a few days, eliminating the danger. It seemed logical at the time, so they set the pit alight and waited. Days passed, then weeks, then months, but the fire never stopped. That was over 50 years ago. Today, the Darvaza gas crater is still burning, night and day. Its orange glow lights up the desert sky, a massive inferno that refuses to die. The flames roar like jet engines. The heat is so intense that you can feel it from dozens of meters away. Scientists estimate the temperature at the rim can reach up to 1,000 degrees C. And the gas? It's still leaking from deep underground, feeding the eternal fire like a beast that never sleeps. No one knows exactly how much gas remains or when, if ever, it will stop burning. Tourists from around the world now travel to this isolated desert to witness it for themselves. At night, the crater looks almost supernatural, a glowing wound in the earth, surrounded by total darkness. But beneath the awe and beauty lies a chilling truth. This is one of the most dangerous places on the planet. It's easy to forget that what burns inside that crater is methane, one of the most powerful greenhouse gases known to science. The longer it burns, the more it contributes to climate change. Scientists have tried multiple times to extinguish it. In 2010, Turkmenistan's president announced plans to seal the crater. He even visited the site himself, standing at the rim as the flames reflected in his eyes. But every attempt has failed. Experts say it's too unpredictable, too dangerous, and too costly to contain. Beneath the crater lies a maze of gas-filled caverns, stretching for miles. If they were to collapse or ignite elsewhere, the result could be catastrophic. So, for now, the world can only watch as the gates of hell continue to burn. And the eerie part? No one knows exactly what caused the original collapse. Some say the ground was weakened by years of drilling. Others believe the methane pocket was simply too vast and unstable to contain. Whatever the truth is, the fire that began as a short-term solution has now become a permanent scar on the planet. But this story isn't just about fire or science. It's about human error, curiosity, and the limits of control. The Soviet geologists didn't mean to create a burning pit that would last half a century. They were doing their job exploring for energy to power cities, to advance technology, to build their nation. In a way, the Darvaza crater is a symbol of human ambition and human hubris. It reminds us how easily one mistake can spiral beyond imagination. There's something hauntingly poetic about it. A fire that was meant to last a few days now burns longer than most human lives. Imagine standing at the rim of that crater. It's midnight. The desert around you is silent, not a sound for miles. Then, as you step closer, the air grows hotter. A deep orange light flickers across your face. You look down and see the ground glowing like the surface of another planet. The flames move like living creatures, twisting, hissing, breathing. Some reach several meters high, while others flicker like candles in the wind. The air smells faintly metallic, dry, heavy with heat. Each gust of wind sends waves of heat against your skin. You realize this is no ordinary fire. It's something ancient and eternal, like the earth itself trying to exhale. Tourists often describe the feeling as beautiful, but terrifying. It's not just the danger, it's the realization that this pit, this endless fire, was made by human hands. While there have been no confirmed public fatalities inside the crater itself, it has caused multiple close calls and environmental hazards. Explorers who have ventured too close have collapsed from the heat or nearly slipped on the unstable rim. In 2013, a Canadian explorer named George Karaunis became the first person ever to descend into the crater. Wearing a special heat-resistant suit and breathing equipment, he was lowered into the pit to collect soil samples, trying to discover if life could exist in such an extreme environment. To his shock, he found microbes, living organisms surviving at the bottom, feeding off minerals in the scorching heat. It was proof that even in the most deadly place in the world, life still finds a way. But his descent almost ended in tragedy. As he was being lifted out, the wind shifted, and the rope swung dangerously close to the flames. A few seconds slower, and he might not have made it back. That's the terrifying beauty of this place. Every step closer is a gamble between fascination and fatality. Today, scientists and environmentalists see the Darvaza crater as both a natural wonder and a warning. It draws thousands of visitors every year, boosting Turkmenistan's tourism, yet also emitting tons of carbon dioxide and methane into the atmosphere. It's a paradox. Humans admire what they can't control, even when it's destroying what they depend on. International teams have suggested possible ways to cap the fire, filling it with sand, sealing it with cement, or starving it of oxygen. But the desert's unpredictable geology makes each attempt dangerous. Some experts even fear that sealing it could lead to new underground explosions if the gas finds another outlet. So the fire burns on, like a living reminder of our mistakes. The story of the Darvaza gas crater is not just a scientific curiosity, it's a lesson for the world. It shows how fragile our control over nature truly is. One wrong calculation, one spark, can create consequences that last generations. We live in an age where humans can reshape landscapes, divert rivers, and dig into the core of the earth. But sometimes, as the door to hell shows us, the earth fights back, reminding us that we are only guests here. This crater is a monument to human overreach, a fire that burns not out of malice, but of memory. It's the earth keeping a record of our mistakes, written in flame. Every night, as the desert glows with that unending fire, it asks a silent question. How long will we keep trying to control the uncontrollable? The Darvaza crater, the most deadliest place in the world, is more than a pit of fire. It's a mirror reflecting our ambition, our mistakes, and our endless curiosity. A fire started by accident, still burning half a century later. What began as a simple gas exploration turned into one of the planet's most haunting warnings, a reminder that not every discovery comes without cost. So the next time you see pictures of that glowing pit under the stars, remember, it's not just a tourist attraction. It's a message written in flames. What do you think about this story? Would you ever visit the gates of hell in Turkmenistan? Let me know in the comments below. And make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more unbelievable true stories that both educate and inspire.